Alright, so let's go ahead and create our second magazine cover. So let's go to File, then New, Document. So we want to choose page size letter. We want to choose A4. Let's turn on facing pages. Let's turn it off. And then let's make the margins 12 centimeters. And we want our bleed to be 3 centimeters for all sides. And then let's click on OK. Now it's optional. We can add what we call guides. Okay, so you can come to create guides. Then you can make the row 4, and then the columns, the number 2 to 4. So it's optional. Okay, now let's place our image, File, and then let's go to place. We should go into our size files. And go into our magazine design and go into the NO. Then let's place this image NO. Click on OK. Make sure image touches your bleed, then drag it this way. Now double click to go into the direct selection tool and use the arrow keys to place your image very well. You can use this, just do it this way. Okay, I think this is okay for me. Let's click W to preview. Let's see how it's looking. Alright, so once we've placed our image, let's go ahead and then add what we want to remove the edges of the image, okay, because we will be adding our text at the back of the image. Okay, so let's go and use Photoshop. So we'll be using Photoshop, and this process is called the edging. Now we are in Photoshop. Let's go to File, then Open. Let's open our NO image. Click on it and then click on Open. Now go and pick your eraser tool. Then come here. Make sure your hardness, you bring your hardness to 30%. Okay. Then you can let your brush size be somewhere here is okay. Now what we want to do is that we want to clean the edges. So I said the term is called the edging. So let's come to this place and start to the cleaning from here. So one thing I want us to do is that if you don't do this thing, let's go ahead and duplicate the image. And then let's turn this off and then work on the background copy. Okay, so make sure that here is black and here is white, and we're using the eraser tool to clean. Okay, so we are cleaning the edges. It gives a little bit of blend. Okay, so it will blend with the image that we've already placed in. So you can right click to adjust the size. Just make sure that your cleaning is touches the Your cleaning touches the edge of the, let's say, the part that we don't want to clean, which is the head and the others. Okay, if not, it will become a total waste. So you just have to take time and then do it. Okay, since this is a lesson, I don't want to waste my time, but it will still be perfect. So now let's turn the hardness to 100%. Right click to increase the size. Now let's clean these places. Now when we are done, let's go to file. Now save as. So let's wait for it a little bit. So you have to make sure that when doing it, make sure that to save as. And then you can decide on how you want to save it. Okay, depends on you. Then click on save. Make sure that next time when I clean these places is cleaned very well to be like the ones over here. Okay, that's what you should do. Now you can go back to InDesign. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring in our test. So let's go to file, then place. And let's place this in a brownie too. Now let's go ahead and paste it on the pasteboard. Okay, there we go. So we have our name of our magazine, which will be faster. Now with fashion magazines, you can use different fonts. You can use sans serif fonts, you can use display fonts, you can use signature fonts, handwritten fonts. You can use any of the fonts that are stylish. Okay, because it's a fashion magazine, so it has to attract your viewers. Okay, let's go ahead and then add our test. So now you can see the usefulness of Control V to paste the guides that we created. Control A to select all. You want to use a font called Attila. And we want the font size to be, let's say 153. And click enter. Let's turn the tracking to something like a 220. Then let's click on enter. Let's make the test this, and let's hit escape. Okay, so this is what it's looking now, and then let's right click. The tracking is too much, okay, so you can just reduce the tracking. So fitting. Let's take it a little bit upwards like this. Okay, now we have to add our image. Okay, the image that we went in Photoshop to work on it. So file. Before, let me go ahead and do something over here and see how it will be work for us. File, place, then you go into your size files, and the image that you did in Photoshop, the one that you de-edged, you can just come and use it. So you click on it, how you saved it, or if not, I still have the one that I did myself over here in the size files in the inDesign magazine for Eno. So then you click on open. Okay, so let's look at something. So let's try and paste our image over here. Then you can use paste in place. You can use paste in place. That one is very simple and you won't lose the angle of the image. Like it will be pasted at exactly the right place for you. So I was thinking, because I used to do copy and paste in Illustrator, so I was thinking if this one could also do it for us. Okay, let's click on W to preview. So there we go. We now have our image pasted at the text at the back of our image. So you just have to place it and then use your arrow keys to place it. So as simple as that. Now what else can we do? Let's go ahead and add our text. So let's go ahead and copy this. So when you copy this, let's come in, use our type tool over here, then Ctrl V to paste, Ctrl A to select. You want to use a font called Zoom Cut, and we want to use Ctrl A to select. And then let's make sure we do some changes. Turn the color to paper, and then let's work on the leading. Okay, so I think this is okay. Let's hit escape. Now this is how it's looking. So right click and then fitting. You have to make sure it always fits. Okay, so you have the shortcut Ctrl Alt and C. You can use Ctrl Alt C. Now let's go ahead and add the rest to it. Okay, let's go back here and let's copy this and right click, then you copy it and come over here, pick our text tool, then create our text box this way. Control V to paste, Control A to select all. You want to use Futura Demi, so you can use different fonts when it comes to fashion magazine because it's stylish. Should be stylish. You should attract the viewers. So that's what we do with the. Let's make the 16 points, the size 16 points. Okay, so let's control the leading to like 16. Now let's make sure to make other changes like the tracking. Should let it with some 10. Let's change the color also to white. You can be playing around with the colors. You can make this any color that you want of your choice. Okay, you can make it any color. That necessarily means you have to follow the. It's not necessary that you have to follow the color that I use over here. You have to use your own color, different colors, and I even have some colors that I placed in the exercise files that you can also use it. Okay, now let's send this upwards a little bit. Now Control Alt C. Okay, there we go. So let's hit W to preview. Now this is how it is looking. Now let's go ahead and add the rest. So let's just duplicate this one. Alt click to duplicate to the side. Okay, what we want to do is that we want to make this the name. So this is the pasteboard. If you paste it anywhere apart from the pasteboard, you won't see the text. Okay, so if your pasteboard is small, you just have to go to edit and preferences, and then you can increase your pasteboard over there. Right click and paste. Control A. You are supposed to keep this format for us. So if not, you have to do it again. So zoom. Then we want this to be 56 points. Hold shift. So 56 points. And then let's try and control the leading. Okay, double click inside Control A, then let's control the leading. Let's make the text white. I've made sure that I'll go very slow. I don't want to go fast. Okay, let's hit W to preview. Okay, Control A. There you go. Now let's go ahead and add let's go ahead and add hit W and add another text. Right click and copy. Now let's duplicate this. Control A, then paste it. Control E. Now align it to this place. Control A to also align to the right. So that's how it should be. Let's say W. There we go. Gradually we're getting somewhere. Let's try and bring this upwards a little bit. So the lead article line, this is the lead article line will come at the bottom over here. It's not yet here. No, let's try. Let's go ahead and also work on, so this how we're doing it. Okay, slow but sure. It's very slow but sure. You will surely get there. So let's copy this. So let's hit escape. Come and pick this out to duplicate. Let's begin somewhere here. Double click inside. Control A. And let's paste it. Now let's go ahead and also Control Alt C. Let's also pick this. Hold Alt. To duplicate it. Now double click inside to select it. Control A. First of all, let's come over here and copy this. Okay. Control A to select. Then let's paste without formatting. Okay. And there we go. Let's hit W to preview it. Let's make sure that this one goes over here. Let's hit escape. As you can see, let's hit W. Now we are going to add more text. So let's go ahead and pick this WhatsApp page over here. Control C to copy. So with our text box, let's draw it over here. And then Control V to paste it. Control A to select. Want to use zoom regular. And we want the font size to be 33. Okay. Let's bring the tracking to like 27. So let's select it again and then change the color to white. W to preview. Hit escape. Now Control Alt C. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Say W. And then let's copy this. Then let's draw a text box over here. Control V to paste. Control A to select all. You want to use zoom cut light. Can use italic, anything. You just have to be creative with it. Okay, let's use 20 points. And then what else can we do? Let's bring the tracking to the leading to 16. Okay, let's change the color to white. I've told you that you can play around in the color, but I don't want to waste my time over here. That's why I'm a little bit very fast with what I'm doing. Let's say W to preview. This is what we have. Okay, let's say W again. Control Alt C. Now you want to add our more over here. So let's copy it. Control C and then copy. Your text box. Control V to paste. Control A to select. You want to use a Acumin. So you use regular. And we want 16 points. We want our text to be black. And then we want to add some shading to it. Hold Alt and click. Now let this to be 100%. And we want the color to be yellow. Then let's unlink this. Also give it a top. Now let's hit OK. Escape. And then W to preview. Let's select this back. So make sure you work on it, and then so when you see that now it is nice for me. Okay, so there we go. Now you can be very creative. Okay, we'll get to that point, but let's go and add the rest. So let's copy this, and then let's draw a text box over here, and let's Control V to paste, Control A to select all. Now we want to use a stiller. Now let's increase the size. We want the one which is there. We want to make some changes to it, so let's look at how we can make these changes. We want this to be 40 points. I also want the off to be 40 points as usual. Control A. Let's make the color white, and let's try to align center. And we want this fashion. Let's make it future 77 points. Okay, let's make also fashion the same points. Now let's control the leading. Now you have to make sure it's aligned, so you can just be using the space over here to align it, the space bar. Okay, let's hit escape. Let's hit W to preview. Okay, and before that, let's go ahead and bring our file place. Let's bring our barcode. Then let's place it. Let's hold shift and then hold shift. All I want to do is that I want to place it on the side. I don't want to. Okay. So you can make sure that it touches the edges. And now you can be creative with this. Okay. For instance, let's select this. Okay. Then we can decide to group them. So object and then group. You can bring it somewhere over here. And now we can use our pen tool to maybe draw an arrow to link the two of them. Okay, let's see. I want to click over here, then do something like this, and then so do so you just anyhow you think that it will be okay for you. You can just play around with it. Perhaps I think my arrow is Let me see. Okay, then I want to maybe come to my stroke panel, then come to start and end. So I want the end to be something like this, and I can also play with it. Okay, play with it, the size. Okay, so let it escape. So this is if the arrow is not okay for you, so it means that you are trying to link the first one to this one. Okay, and if the arrow is not okay for you, because I don't want to waste much time on the arrow, you can just make sure that you do it very well by going back to the pen tool or using the convert directional point to work on it again. Okay, and see how far it takes you. Now if you don't want to use this, you can also use the line tool. You can hold shift to make it straight, and then you can come and add what we just did. Okay, to it, you can just come and add some to it. So it depends on how creative you want to be. So you're like linking it to this. If not, you can even use plus. Let's say here I want to link this to this. You can just pick our text box and then let's bring in plus. Then you can increase the points. Then we could probably change the color to any color that we want, as you can see. So you can just be playable, play with it. Okay, now this is how to create your magazine covers. This one was a bit complex, looking at the way we did it. So if you don't want to use plus this way, you can just use plus. Okay, you can just use plus and then use it to work. Okay, so now I'm sure that we've now learned different creative ways of working or designing magazine covers, so you can play with it and learn good things with it. Change the color to any color that you want, add some elements to it, design elements, and make sure that it becomes very good for you. Now let's go ahead and go to open. I want to go and open my magazine. Okay, so let's open it to be in our size files. So one thing that I didn't add is the date. I didn't, as not like I forgot, I left the dates out and I want you to do it. Okay, so I left one of the dates out and it's not that difficult. You just have to know that you are working with what we call month, or you are working with days. or year, or so it's just easy, then you can just add it. So let's say this, I'm working with November. Control A. I want this to be 13 points, and I want to use alphabetical. Let me change the color to white. And then also I didn't add price. I didn't add the price. I didn't add the price, so you should also add the price. I want this to be faster.com. You can just play with the so you can just be playing around with the font, playing around with the colors and stuff. Okay, so now what I want you to do over here is I want you to work on the ones that I didn't work on. So I want you to finish this magazine with this business for me. Have all the images in your size files when you go to business size files. Okay, and also have some images in it that you can also go ahead and look at how I told you that it should be formal. You shouldn't play around with fonts. You shouldn't use stylish fonts and others to work on business magazine, because when you talk about business, then you mean business. Okay, so you should take note of that. So I want you to finish it, add your date, add your price, and then submit it to me. So if you go to magazine design, then magazine cover, then you come to business, and just look at some of the samples of business magazines and then work on it for me. Thank you. So that will be all for this lesson, how to create a magazine cover. And then you go ahead and go into the next lesson. So thank you for joining, and I hope you learned a lot of things, so you know where you can place your prices and other things. Make sure you keep practicing so that you do not mix anything. Thank you for joining this lesson.